Song recording overview. To record yourself playing, you start over with the song control section. Click the record button. This prompts the song recording menu on the screen. I always start by clicking the arrow next to channel. You'll notice it has another drop down menu. If you click on the arrow next to channel again, it'll pull that menu away. I like to have it up. The next thing to be aware of is new MIDI versus new audio. We'll go over audio recording in another section, and we will focus on MIDI recording for this video. Next thing to be aware of, your CVP has 16 track recording. That's why you will see 1 all the way through 16. Right now, all of the tracks are armed. That's why they are red and say record. If you want to just sit down and play, all you have to do is start playing right now, and it will record your playing. You'll notice that on the song control option over here, you have blinking lights. This is indicating that it is armed and ready to go. If you started playing, it would record. Once you are dealing with just your main instrument sound and track 1, you could sit and record one hand at a time. You could then come back and record track 2. You could do a 3rd track, you could do a 4th track. You can record up to 16 times on one recording. Next thing to be aware of is if you had a layer, you'll notice layer here, you'd want to record, and I like to always go sequential. So I have track 1 and track 2. If we had, at our home screen, a layer option on, we go to recording, we click right hand, get this, leave that on, go to track 2. If we did not have this lit up, you would only record your piano, even though you would hear your layered sound because it's selected. Okay, for the purpose of this overview, we're going to have just piano. We're going to go back. We're going to click all of our recording off, and now we just have one track. I'm going to play a simple 5-finger scale. I'm going to hit stop at the end of my performance. Note, this save icon was not present before we had saved data. We now have MIDI data that has been collected by the piano, and we could save this. We can prove it because if we come back over here and hit play, it played back my 5-finger pattern exactly. If we want to save this, we would click the save icon. For the sake of this overview, we're going to go a little farther. We're going to go back to record. If you didn't like it, because track 1 is selected, we could redo the performance. If we started playing, we would overwrite track 1. Let's say we liked what we did there, and we just want another track. Well, I'll just play something simple like C, B, C. We're going to stop. We're going to play back. Maybe you don't like this. Maybe you messed up or you need another try at your 2nd track. Well, we're going to go back and hit record. We're on track 2, not track 1. So let's try going C, D, C. I'm going to hit stop. We're going to listen back. Notice how my C, B, C was now gone. This is because we overwrote our 2nd track. If you go back to track 1 now, track 2 is still going to be there. And let's see what we could do by overwriting track 1. Let's say you didn't like your 5-finger scale. Okay, you'll even notice my timing was a little off. I like to have the metronome on when I'm recording seriously for performances. Go back to record. You could do this all the way through track 16. You could just keep going and going and going, okay? Now, let's say we love what we were just working on, and we're going to save it. We're going to go home so that we can get back to our save icon. We're going to hit save, and then we're going to save here in the piano room. I go over saving files in another video and how to make folders and organize and use the keyboard for typing. So I'll assume you know how to do that by watching that video. We're going to go back home and go back to the record for 1 second. When I was working on overwriting tracks 1 and 2, an important aspect is that overwrite MIDI was on. If we clicked new MIDI, it's going to think we want an entirely different song, and it's going to ask if you want to save your current recording or not. In this case, I'm going to hit cancel. That'll bring you right back to before you hit new MIDI. You could click new MIDI and click don't save, and you would just lose everything that you just recorded. Or you can click save, and the CVP saved you from accidentally deleting your song. Going back home, if you decide you want another instrument, let's say you want a guitar. We're going to do concert guitar. I'm going to go back to recording. You'll notice the icon is different. Well, we have MIDI data on 1 and 2, so we're going to go to 3. Now you could add a guitar to the performance. If you don't like this, you can redo track 3 with your guitar. If you like it, you can go on to move on to track 4. You can add a different instrument sound. This is strictly recording with instruments. We'll go over recording with styles, layers, left hand, using more than just one instrument at a time in another video. But this is an overview to recording.